Live now.
Oh, we're live. Hey, what's going on, guys? I want to thank each and every one of you. You sure we're live?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I see it. Are you sure?
Yep.
I don't see anything on here.
Uh,
I'll take your word for it, guys. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I want to first of all say it's been so long since I've actually watched Monday Night Raw, but looking forward to it. And secondly, I'm not going to mention any names, but someone forgot their webcam. So we're filming this off of his cell phone, no names mentioned. And his computer here, his little Fisher Price computer here, does not have a webcam attached to it. So bear with us. I hope everything goes well. I'm looking forward to watching Monday Night Raw, but I also am extremely curious about the football game. So from time to time, if there's a score update, let me know, because I'm not saying I have any dog in the fight, but I am interested at who's winning. So let me know from time to time. Okay, been years since we did this.
just Drew. Camera is fine. People make mistakes. Come on, Maven.
Huh? Say what?
Jess was saying that people make mistakes.
Oh, that giving you a hard time about the
Yeah,
camera?
yeah.
The camera's okay?
The people understand.
The people understand? Listen, I have my job, someone else has their job. I like giving them a hard time. Nah, this is fine. If you guys are okay with it, I'm okay with it. You know, I like to do a little bit of housekeeping. First, I'm so thankful that we were able to actually donate came from you.
There we go. All right, we are back.
We're back. Guys, here's the culprit. Here's the culprit. Guys, I have no idea how to do any of this. So if it goes out, it's like, imagine me. It's like he unearthed me from a bunker from 1984. I have no clue how to do any of this stuff. So, getting back to what we were able to accomplish, I'm never going to ask you guys for anything. I never will. So the fact that you guys are generous enough to donate to what we do, it touches me. And the fact that the first one that we were able to donate to was St. Jude's, so that's real quick. And I know if you're watching along, CM Punk's about to come out and talk to Drew McIntyre, but this is more important. When my mom got sick, she was living off of a very fixed income, and I asked her at one point. I said, why are you giving money to St. Jude? You have a very fixed income that you're living on. And she told me, she said, Maven, I'm 50 years old battling this disease. I can't imagine being 5, and that always stuck with me. So St. Jude's is something that it's been close to my heart. When she passed, she did not leave me much, but what she did leave me, I donated half of it to St. Jude's in her memory. So the fact that you guys helped me keep that memory alive, I can't thank you enough. I will never ask you for money. We'll do one of these lives one time and won't get a dime, and you know what? That's fine. I go on here for one reason and one reason only, and that is to answer questions that you may have that I'm just not able to get to in the comments. I hate that I can't answer everyone's questions. I wish I could meet all of you and give you all the answers you want. Not feasible. So I'm going to try to do it doing these. And when my partner and by partner, I mean my YouTube partner. Hopefully that answered that question. My YouTube partner and I get together. We like to do these lives just because I love interacting with you guys. I see there's 1,500 people on here right now. Mind blown. CM Punk's out here. I kind of do want to know what he's saying. Punk is the living proof of never say never. We just got done doing a video where I go back and listen to the entire 2-hour video he does with Colt Cabana. And, talking about, when he left and the reasons why he left. And I offer a little bit of pushback on some of the stuff that he states that I just flat out disagree with. But I want Punk to be happy. I hate the fact that he thought he was mistreated. I want Punk to, if nothing else, find happiness, whether it be in this business or out. I think he has a lot to offer this business, but I also, you ruffle enough feathers, there's a reason why. If there's if there's smoke, there's fire somewhere. So, all the people saying he's difficult to work with, after listening to that 2-hour interview, I can see it. I can definitely understand it. But then again, I was never at that level. I was never at the level of a Punk. So I don't know how I would have reacted to things. I do know one thing, Drew McIntyre, he is he's definitely looking pretty impressive.
Here's one super chat we got.
Let's do it. All right, super chats. And guys, I'm watching, but I'm really not watching. So it's on. I promise it's on. But I'm not going to listen. I'm going to talk to you guys instead. Maven, and this is from Mr. A Incorporated. Maven, you need a camera. You need a camera. I'll bring one. Glad you're watching Raw in a little while. You want to bring me a camera? I will gladly accept it. If you follow me on Instagram as well, you know I need a phone too. So my phone, if you can see it, the screen protector on my phone, yeah, it's broken and it sucks. So yeah, I'm sorry that thing's garbage too. It still works though. So I have yet to buy a new one. But guys, I'm so thankful that we're able to make a difference. If we make any type of money this time, and I'm again, please believe me, I'm never asking you guys for anything. But if we do, we're gonna go into the comments, and you guys are gonna be the ones that decide. I asked if we're able to do a donation, let me have St. Jude's for my mom. And this next go around, I'm gonna let you guys. A couple of them that I noticed from last time. Connor's Cure, definitely one. Wounded Warriors. To any servicemen and women out there, to any family of servicemen and women out there, and to anyone who has put their lives on the line for my freedom. Thank you so much. You're the hero. You're the hero, not me. So Wounded Warriors is definitely one I could look at doing. Connor's Cure, I know I saw a bunch for autism awareness, and obviously something animal related. I have 4 animals in my house, and 3 of them are rescues. So I'm an animal lover. I'm an animal nut. I would adopt them all if I could, if I had the space. So if we're able to do it again, you guys are going to be the ones to pick. But ask me some questions. Let me know what you guys would like to know. All said, I am happy that Punk's back, and I'm happy for nothing else is, Punk's got some age to him. He's a little bit younger than me, and I know how my body feels. I can only imagine how his body feels because he's taken countless more bumps than I have. But knowing that, I know he's only got, he doesn't have 20 more years in the business ahead of him. So whatever he has in the tank, I hope he gets it out of his system so he never has an ounce of regret. I hope he's able to just have happiness, and I hope he looks back at his wrestling career because he's going to be one of those guys that goes down as a generational talent. And I don't want him to go down and think I left something out there, or I'm upset that I didn't do this, or I'm upset that I did do something. I hate the fact that he's, left so many places with people having negative things to say about him. But then again, you get to that level, it's understandable. People are going to be shooting for you. That's why you just stay a mid-carder for life like me. No one gives a damn what you do at that point.
Super chat.
Another super chat. All right. Maven the goat no hat. I know what that means. Yeah, you guys can make fun of me all you want for being for not. But guys, I'm not tech savvy. I'm just not. I'm not like I'm. Oh my goodness, I'm just not good at that stuff. Like I don't know half of the things that this thing does. I don't know. I don't know how to get online and do nothing. I said it in one of my interviews. If our YouTube page went down, well, that and he left. Well, that's it. End of that. I wouldn't even know how to collect money for it moving forward. But here we go. Another question. Made it for the 2024 Royal Rumble signature drop kick. Well, I'm not going to bury the lead and tell you if I will or won't be at the Rumble. But what I will tell you is the drop kick, the elevation I used to be able to get, gets more of a navel kick at this point. Yeah, gravity wins, and I can't get up like I used to. But that doesn't mean I sure as hell wouldn't try. I'd try as much as I could. Might not be good, and there'd be people laughing at me, but hell, I've had people laugh at me for worse. Next question. And I'm sorry I didn't read the last ones. I'm an idiot. Melchard Caranto. I just watched your video on Punk's first match. Ah, good. And we had people correcting me and let me correct and make I wasn't Punk's first WWE match. I was Punk's first televised WWE match. And yeah, another big shout out to Simon Dean, to Nova for that one, because he definitely remembered a lot more about it than I did. So thank you, Mike Bucci, for reminding me. I actually was able to talk to Bucci on a podcast. I did. I think that was one I did with Stevie Richards. And again, another shout out. I love using this channel to help other guys doing this out. Check out Stevie Richards. If you have not checked out Stevie Richards' platforms, please do so. Not only his wrestling analysis, but also his Stevie Richards Fitness. Stevie's passionate about what he does, and he's a friend. He and I text each other every day. I love seeing his success, and I want to see his success continue to grow. And also Renee Dupree. Check out Renee and what Renee is doing. I think I'm going to be on Renee's show at the end of this week on Friday. I love supporting Renee, and I love supporting what he's doing. He gets great guests. So check both of those out, Stevie's and Cafe de Renee. Raw, now I see Raw is in Portland, Oregon tonight. Portland, an old stomping ground of mine. If you watch Tough Enough, when I went into Tough Enough, that is where I was coming from, Portland, Oregon. Had a blast out there. I loved living out there, Pacific Northwest. Kit Kat Dan, I think we had that one last time. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dan. Hey, Maven, I want to say you've helped me de-stress a lot. Oh, thank you. A lot of the time lately. I'll just throw on a video of yours and just listen. It's also so cool hearing these stories and hearing you be so honest. Well, first of all, Dan, thank you. I'm honored. I'm humbled, and I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful that you're not only watching, but I'm thankful that they help you out. Listen, I don't know how to be anything. Chelsea Green, Cardona, your girl's gonna be on. I don't know how to be anything but honest. Like, I literally, when I started this, I made a couple of concessions with him. I said, I'm not gonna bury people. I'm just not. I'm not the guy that's gonna sit on here and motherfuck people and say, I didn't get there because so-and-so held me down, or I didn't get there because they were pushing this guy instead. No, I didn't get to certain places because of things I didn't do. That's life. I can accept that at this point. So honesty is something I can, and it's taken age. It's taken age to get rid of certain bitterness, and it's taken age to realize that although I didn't get to the place I ultimately wanted to get, I still did something that was pretty damn cool. I still lived a dream, and I still had a job that at that given time about 60 men in the world had. 60 guys were traveling doing Raw and SmackDown, and that's it. So looking at it at that way, that's still pretty damn cool. And from a country boy who grew up in the hills of Virginia, hunting and fishing, and you can probably still hear my accent. And man, that's still an accomplishment. It's something that I hang my hat on. It's something that to this day I'm proud of. And you know what? To the people that want to tell me all the time, you're a mid carder, you suck, whatever. Okay, that's fine. I have no problem with admitting, and if that's your opinion, sure, have at it. You're not gonna bury my joy. You're not gonna take away what I was able to accomplish, even if it was minuscule. We ready for the next one?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. Mason Morris. I love it when I see people from overseas. That means you're up late. That means you stuck around because it's probably a 6-hour time difference. Thank you so much, and thank you for the gift. Any cool stories about Brock that you can tell us? Brock, Brock, Brock and I weren't close. We weren't like buddies and palling around. But here's what I will tell you. I think I've told this on actually on Renee's channel, but I'll tell it really quickly here. So when Brock, not only that was a lot of firsts. I took a lot of wrestling virginities in ways. I was CM Punk's first televised match. I was also Brock's first televised F5?
Yeah.
I was his first televised F5. So as we're going over that move earlier in the day, we're down ringside, and they're Paul and they're talking about how Brock's gonna come through the crowd and we're gonna get everybody out of the way, and we get in, and I was doing a 3-way match with Al Snow and with Spike. So Brock comes in, and I forget what he did to Al, but I know he did the 3 power bombs on Spike. Looked like he absolutely destroyed him, and then he hit me with the F5. Well, as we're practicing that earlier in the day, it's wrestling. I want if I'm going to pick somebody up, I want them to jump. I want them to assist me as much as possible. I mean, I was decently strong at the time, but I wasn't grown man Brock Lesnar strong. So I asked Brock, I was like, because I was going from, a laying position, and I was like, Brock, when you grab me, do you want me to jump? You want me to boost and hoist myself up? And he laughed at me. he went, no, I got you. And he grabs me here and here and commenced to picking me up and threw me like a sack of potatoes. Only other man that's ever thrown me like that was Mark Henry. Just 2 grown men who made me see exactly how strong I was not, because both of those guys looked like literally like if you shaved a gorilla and taught it how to walk. Kit Kat, thank you so much for the Kit Kat. Hi Maven, hi. Would you ever consider Would you ever consider OnlyFans like some of your fellow former co-workers? You would clean up. Ass emoji, ass emoji, ass emoji. Much love. Kit Kat. All right. I say never. And hey, OnlyFans, yes or no?
We'll see what's in the cards.
We'll see what's in the car. Here's what I will say. I recognize my limitations. I recognize that these days I don't even know a guy named Jim compared to the shape I used to be in. And I also recognize that I don't have the 25-year-old physique that I once had. And I don't want to be known as the guy who I don't want people to cringe when they see me and be like, yeah, he tried to hold on a little too long. Flip side of that coin, I do like money. I do like cleaning up. I don't know, it's funny that you even say that. Hey, to each their own. If that's how you make your living, God bless you. If that would, I've said it so many times, if all the social media avenues existed years ago, if there was a Twitter back in 2004, me and Orton were on the road, I'd have 20 million followers, because I would have been filming us the whole time. I would have just embraced all the social media avenues. I'd be, probably living on an island right now by myself because I'd have so much money. But unfortunately, I'm old and have a phone that sucks. Next one.
It's just a thank you.
Trucking with Joker. Thank you. Trucking with Joker. Thank you so much. That gift will be put to good use. Thank you so much. Again, guys, I in no way, shape, and so one of the comments, somebody actually, was telling us, hey, if you're gonna ask for donations, do it this way. And I'm not asking for $1. All I'm saying is that if you guys are gracious and if donations come our way, we're gonna do something good with them. And that's on my word, man. If I give you my word, trust me, my word means more to me than anything. And if I tell you I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. So I'm telling you right now, on this platform, if we get super chats, and if it adds up to, I'm not gonna send St. Jude's, here's $7.50. But if we get super chats that adds up to something, to a considerable amount, a few $100, I'm gonna let you guys pick which charity we send it to. And because I want it to be something that you guys care about. And we want to do one of these lives at least every month. And I want it to be you guys that know that they know they're coming from, and you guys making the difference. I'm blessed, and I'm honored to have anybody watching me. Blows my mind every day. So I just want to make sure, if we're able to do good, we're gonna do good. Next question. Four Loco, and thank you so much, Four Loco. Maven, my sons Madden and Ramsey say hello. Are they watching right now? Madden, Ramsey, how are you? I love that name. I love that name, Madden. I love both of them. Madden, Ramsey, thank you so much. Hello right back at you. And Four Loco, thank you so much for the gift. And guys, I don't know what time it is out where you live. I don't know how old you are, but make sure you get to bed after Raw's over.
What do you think of the show so far, Maven?
Is that what somebody's asking? I'm not listening. I'm just watching. Here's what, and I don't make any bones about it. I don't watch regularly. I just don't. But here's what I notice. It's such a, it's just such a production now. Like, everything looks so much different than during my time. Even the barricade that goes around the ring. I love how it's, I love how it's like the board that can change and not just the black background. The big gigantic Titantron looks so cool. The guys, they look great out there. Like I said, it's good seeing Punk back. It's good it's good having him back in WWE. If nothing else, to give us content, something to do videos over. But keep the questions coming. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what you guys are asking. I get so many questions. And while he's pulling up a question, I got to tell you, make sure you go and check out our bloopers video. That was that was one video that a couple of months ago I was visiting, and they pulled it up and they showed it to me, and I was just dying laughing. And because obviously I don't remember, half the crap I say, but it's definitely something that made those two laugh while they were editing. And they were like, "Do you think would you be okay with us putting this out?" And I'm like, "Absolutely, yes. If it makes people laugh, I want people to see the process we go through, because when you're doing live television, obviously it sets a different trigger. It sets a trigger that tells you, I need to be on right now. I need to make sure that the words that come out are good, because I don't have any room for editing. But when you're doing an edited project, it sets a different mindset. And you can not make mistakes, but you can aim for perfection. And if we don't get perfection, we redo something. And as you see in that video, I don't reach perfection often. We get there eventually, but it's definitely not the first take. So we had a little bit of fun. I'm glad it's something I could share with you guys. It's going to be something that that we do each and every year at the end of the year. It's going to be kind of like a New Year's at the end of the year type thing. That is, unless I don't make any mistakes, which I don't think I've made any mistakes yet this year, have I? Yep, not a one. Don't listen to that. I've made 1,000. All right. Michael Cronto, again, since you don't like your WWE theme, that really bothers people, don't it? It makes me wonder, what's a WWE theme from any wrestler you like and you dislike? Good question. Themes I love, Goldust. Love Goldust music. The DX theme, the original DX theme, I love that. Who else's theme? Ones that I dislike, mine. I didn't like Orton's when Orton had the first his first go around music. Who else's? Most of them I I liked because as long as it was character driven. If it was something that helped a specific character, I mean obviously, when hurricane, there's a hurricane coming through. I mean that's only something that he could use. Big shows, that's something that only big shows could use. I think my theme just wasn't me. I know it's against the grain. I know everybody against the mold. Everybody else loves it, but yeah, I'm sorry. I know it bothers people that I don't like it. Back. Give me another question, and keep the questions coming, guys. I see. I think we've had up to almost 2,300 people on here, which, yeah.
It's a good username.
Taco Bell Call 911. It's a fantastic new username. Taco Bell Call 911. Thank you for your honesty about your life, Maven. No problem. My wife had an opioid addiction she overcame, and she was so grateful to see someone like yourself go through what she did. Thank you for your honesty. Taco Bell Call 911. In life, there's no reason to be just upset that something gets the better of you. There's no reason to be embarrassed, whether it be an opioid addiction, alcoholism, whatever it is. Like, we're human beings, all of us. We're all human. We all have flaws. We're all going to fall short. None of us are perfect. And as far as I know, there's one person has reached perfection, during this whole time this, spinning rock's been in existence. And other than that, we're all going to fall short. We're all going to be less than perfect. But that doesn't mean that you have to feel down or feel bad about yourself. Life is a steady reach, and it's not a reach for perfection, but it's a reach for the best version of you. The best version of you isn't the best version of me, and vice versa. Like, what's best for me might not be for someone else. So, but if my faults, if my flaws can help someone else, I'm all about it. I will share every aspect of my life. I promise you, doing that arrest video was not easy. It was not fun to go back and relive that day. That's the worst day of my life. But you know what? I had more people reach out to me from that one video and tell me, hey man, this is, I battled the same thing. And, that immediately gave the worst day of my life purpose. And if you can find purpose out of the worst day, then imagine what you can do with the best days. So thank you. I wish the best for your wife. Here's what I will tell you and what I will encourage you. Be patient. Yeah. That addiction is it's tough. It's the worst, the absolute worst, and it's the toughest thing to get beyond. So just be patient with her. Please.
Got two for you.
Two bonus ones. Michael Cole looking good. Here we go. Billy Whited. I always love watching your videos. Thank you, Billy. They're always so entertaining and so cool to see stories from someone who was in the business. Keep it up, Maeve. Yeah, listen, I'm glad that they're entertaining. I'm glad you enjoy them. We try, we really do try. Like we get together and we don't just toss these together. Like a video, a 10-minute video might take us 3 hours to get done. But again, that's because we're workshopping things. We're trying to go for perfection. We're trying to put out information that, wow, Becky got the hell busted out of her. Yeah, that's because we're trying to we're trying to put forth information that I know you guys are, one, going to be interested in, and two, maybe learn something from, and three, entertaining. Like, if you're not gonna watch something if you're not entertained, I guarantee you that. I learned that years ago. Learned that when I was in HSN. I had smart people telling me, man, these people could want all this merchandise. If they ain't entertained, they ain't there to buy. So, kind of stuck. And I learned features and benefits. Everything's features and benefits. But Wyatt Six Rabbit, Maven for the 2024 Rumble. P.S. I loved your thing, man. Wow, I'm sorry. Everybody loved it. I'm so sorry that I didn't. Thank you again. I'm not going to bury the lead on the Rumble. We will see. Hey, what was it? A year ago or 2 years ago that Booker was in it? Was it a couple years ago?
Last year.
Yeah, come on, man. Yeah, they called me want to be in the Rumble. You never know. You never know. So that's all I'll say for right now. I do say, and I'm not a fan of, I told you, I don't really watch the product much, but what I do is every day I get this on my feed and I keep up with wrestling, this way. It's like I don't watch much AEW, but I love MJF. I think he is one of the most entertaining, hilarious guys out there. I'm also a fan of Becky Lynch. I watch what she does. I'm a fan of her work. I think she does amazing, amazing stuff. So, there you have it. Who's next? Who's next, Zach? Wonderful. Darnell Wilson. Well, good question. What was your training like after winning Tough Enough? Did it come natural to you, or was it an uphill battle? Great question, and it's funny that you asked that question. I'm actually right now here in Louisville, Kentucky, home of OVW. We came here, and my man flew here to meet with me a few days ago. Al Snow was actually Al Snow. We roasted Al Snow, and I was one of the guys who kicked his roast off and got to tell him exactly what I thought of him. But it was great, just giving Al Snow his flowers. He has been a part of this business for 40 plus years, and he's a guy that doesn't ask for much for him. He would never ask to be honored, so the fact that we were able to honor him meant so much. Getting to your question, some things were an uphill battle, others were not. For instance, the one thing that I just could never understand how guys did, we had a thing called blowing up. Like if you wrestle and you're breathing heavy, some guys could wrestle all day. Eddie Guerrero could wrestle all day. Hunter can wrestle all day. Some guys just don't blow up. Others, I know Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn's a guy who would blow up. Booker would blow himself up backstage and then go out and then get his second win and then not blow up. Blowing up something that I always battled, and I tried everything to not blow up. So that was something that was an uphill battle for me. The athletics of the moves and stuff, I had a belief. If I couldn't do a move to look good, I just wouldn't do it. If I couldn't do a move that would be safe and if I was going to pick another grown man up and I couldn't put him down safely, I wouldn't do it. So, early in my career, I would do the moonsault. And there was one time I went and did a moonsault and I under rotated and my chin hit the mat first. And that was inches, but between disaster. I never did it again. So I wasn't going to be out there trying to do something that was unsafe or just something that looked like the shits. If it was that difficult, it wasn't happening. It wasn't in my arsenal. But the one thing that I always battled was blowing up. I just couldn't. I never could not blow up. And yeah, it affected me. because how these guys like Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, how they would go out and wrestle for an hour. Amazing to me. So great question. Keep the questions like that coming. I love them. Happy New Year. I see it. Happy New Year, fam. Next question from Lando Does Reviews. Hey, Lando. Hi, Maven. Hey, love the channel. Thank you so much. But I do wonder, were you close with Garrison Cade or Mark Jindrak? Great question. Thanks for the content, brother. Cade, Lance Cade. You guys knew him as Garrison. Yeah. If you looked on the community tab, we posted a picture of HWA, and Cade was actually in that picture. I believe if you're looking at that picture, he's up in the top left corner. Yeah, we trained at HWA together, and man, he was such a great guy. Like, guys would play like he was like a, if you, and this is, I don't know how to put this, so I'm just gonna say it, and I'm not meaning disrespectful, but he was like just a big kid. Like he was goofy, and he could laugh at himself, and guys would laugh at him, but not in a bad way. They would laugh at him because he was just he was like a big kid, and just the nicest guy in the world. Mark Jindrak, I still communicate with Mark weekly. Mark and I are we're in a group text with a couple other guys that we both know from the NFL world, and literally we text each other weekly. Mark's still doing great. Mark's actually a professional card grader. He grades NFL or whatever sporting cards, and does very, very well at it. So I'm happy that I'm still able to keep in touch with him, and he had one hell of a career, Marco, in Mexico. So yeah, great question. Okay, guys, and thank you for staying with me. I can't believe it's 38 minutes in already. Josh Diesel, great name, Josh Diesel. Hey Maven, I'm a big fan of yours. You're the one. How was it working with the major players, Matt and Brian, on their channel, and how did you guys originally meet? Great question. Love those guys. They helped they found me at a time when I just wasn't proud. I wasn't happy with where I was at in life. They found me probably a year or two after my arrest in 2012. They found me working. I was a bouncer in a bar in New York, and they by chance came in. And I'll be honest with you, man, when I saw them, I was embarrassed. It's embarrassing going from, from 4 years, going from live television to, let me see your ID. No, you can't get in the bar. And, but they didn't let on that they were disappointed or anything or where I was at. But here's what they did, dude. They stayed in touch with me. And it was probably a few months later that an opportunity presented itself where I could actually go and get some work in the business. And since that day, they never stopped incorporating me and bringing me out. And they're one of the ones that helped, just get my love for this business back, because I had lost it. I had lost, some people say they lost their smile. I lost my smile. I got to a point where, man, I wasn't looking forward to the next day. I wasn't looking forward to the next day at all. Yeah, you're like petered out. You're like petered out.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
I'll get that.
No clue what he's doing. I hope that doesn't affect the shot. But Matt and Brian, they were there for me at my lowest, and no one's happier for their success than I am. I'm ecstatic that they have their major pod. I'm ecstatic that they have their major bendies lines, and check them out. I actually have a bendy coming out pretty soon, but I just saw recently where they got the Jay and Silent Bob from Clerks, their own bendies. It's like these guys had a love and a passion, and they went out and they turned their love and passion into a business and into reality. They are the example of what you can do with a can-do attitude. So I love love those guys. I'm happy with what those guys have done, and I wish them nothing but success. So check those guys out. Major pod. Next question. Psycho Bones, good name. The drop kick was more of a signature than your finisher. True, 100%. What move would you say was your true finishing move? You know what? And all right, we have a video coming out. Is that this upcoming week on finishers?
Yep.
This upcoming week, we have a video coming out on finishing moves. I would say one of the things that held me back. One of the reasons I never reached the next level is because I never developed a good finisher. I never developed something that the moment I went for it, the crowd was on their feet. The moment I went for, the crowd was, oh! The moment I did something saying my finisher was coming, the crowd was ecstatic and excited to see. And that held me back. Again, if I could go back, I would make sure that was one of the first things. Because if you think back to the origins of Randy Orton, the RKO is definitely one of the best finishers. I can argue it's one of the most important finishers ever in wrestling. And it's something that, like, I've seen it at weddings, I've seen it at pool parties or whatever, and that's definitely something that's helped Randy and just given him legitimacy. Something that I never had, and I wish I would have. I tried things like that Halo DDT or the missile drop kick, but never took off, and it never was just mine. So, great question.
Another twofer.
Another twofer Tuesday. We got Jorge Chinchilla. Hey, Maven. Me and my brother are huge fans. Thank you guys so much. We talk about you through the years, or as my brother calls it, the lost years. Quick shout out. Quick shout out. Thank you so much. The lost years. I like that. And thank you, Chinchilla. Thank you to you and your brother. And then Julia Van Hoos. Hi, I lost my mother to cancer. Thank you so much. So I question all this. I rewatched your time on TV and noticed when you switched from pants to trunks. Was it awkward? Okay, so and first and foremost, I'm so sorry that you lost your mother to cancer. Up until when my mom got sick, I never knew anyone that even had cancer. So once it affects you, then you notice other people that it affects, and it's sad because it affects so many people. So my heart goes out to you. About the trunks, I wanted to wear pants. I wanted to wear long pants. The office nixed it. They wanted me in the trunks, and the pants that you see me eliminate in the Rumble that I eliminate Taker in, they were a quick purchase the night before the Rumble, because I found out that day, literally the day before, they told me, they're like, yeah, you're going to the Rumble tomorrow, and I did not have wrestling gear at the time. So we had to come up with something quick. I was living in Cincinnati with Easy Money, and Easy was like, he makes gear. So he said, we get you some pants. I'll put an M on it for you. I'll at least have something, so you don't look like you did when you were wrestling Taz, going out and just workout pants. So he at least got me to the point to where I had something. It wasn't a difficult transition. The most difficult thing to transition is just being comfortable being out there in your underwear on live television in front of the world. That's tough. But then again, that'll help you put a burger down really quick. When you're going out the next week in your underwear. Another twofer. Mason Morris from Nottingham. Thank you so much. In the UK, staying up to watching you. Thank you so much, man. And like I said, man, it's got to be at least a 6 hour. I think it's a 6 hour time difference. So thank you so much, Mason, and thank you for the donation. Again, I see what we're up to. We're up to the point to where we will make a donation. So after this is all over, let's you guys are picking the one we're donating to this time. The Koof Jackson. Hello, Maven. Would you ever guest on Taker's podcast if you were invited? Even if it was a Zoom call, absolutely. I really have enjoyed all your videos you put out and the quantity with the quantity and the quality content. Absolutely. Listen, I would. Taker could tell me that he was digging a pool and he needed someone, to man the shovel, and I would be there for him. Whatever he needed, and if that was in the form of, a Zoom call to be on his show, absolutely. If he wanted to fly me out to be on his show, absolutely. If he wanted me to fly myself out to be on his show, absolutely. I I wouldn't have a career. I wouldn't have had any run in the business if not for that man. So listen, all he has to do is ask. The answer is yes. No questions asked. I would fly to him on my dime. I would put myself up at a hotel near his house on my dime and want nothing in return. Anything I can do to pay back, what he did for me, because he didn't have to. He could have went to whoever and been like, yeah, nah, I'm not putting the kid over, but he didn't. So yeah, I would definitely help him out. I am happy to see Kofi still doing it at a high level. Kofi was one of the guys who, when I went to FCW back in 2008, Kofi was there, and I've known him, for years. Not saying I know him well, but I just know Kofi. So I'm happy at the success he's had. Truly, one of the nicest guys you could ever meet. And yeah, I wish him all the best as well. Do we have more questions?
Yes, sir. We got a lot more questions.
You call me sir?
Yeah.
Let's keep that up. I like that. Angel Villalobos. In the future years, would you consider appearing at least one more time in the Royal Rumble? Yeah. I never say never to anything. I'm never going to pigeonhole myself. I'm never going to backdoor myself. I'm never going to say what I won't do because someone may come with a great idea that I just haven't seen and be like, yeah, okay, now I have to do that. So yeah, would I? Absolutely. If the offer was right, I definitely would. I still love wrestling, and I still miss it. I still don't watch it because I miss it. Hey, do we have a football score yet? Who's asking you guys? Or have they just told you and you haven't told me? You're holding it out on me. But great question. Yeah, I would do, I would take a call from Impact. I would take a call from Tony Khan and from TNA. I believe I have something that I could offer, or I'll do this forever and be perfectly fine with it. I'm not looking for anything, but I'm also not saying no to anything before it presents itself either. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Like that. Emmys. Oh, Emmys. Thank you so much for that generous gift. Thank you so much. Hi, Maven. Where do I start thinking about some of your big WWE moments? Well, if you think of both of them, let me know. I know you day mid card, but you're beyond that. Thank you so much. She said I'm beyond a mid carder. Thank you. These chats for calls are great. Devon collab soon. Devon called me earlier. I missed his call. Your mom is so proud and loving you from heaven. Thank you so much. Knowing that, knowing what my mom did, just for me, and we're gonna do a video one day where I explain, just what my mom did for me, and the mom that you see in all the pictures that I have, that's my aunt by birth. We share no blood. My birth mom actually passed away when I was 2. She committed suicide the day after Christmas when I was 2 years old. So the mom that raised me was my aunt. But at 2 years old, when someone raises you, that was mom. I grew up and had all the love in the world. The life I had with her, I can't imagine. I can't imagine not having her, because we were great together, and the thought that she is proud of what I have become, that's, if I get nothing else in life other than that knowledge, I'm a rich man then. So thank you so much for those kind words, and thank you for the gift. I look forward into, we're gonna do a video, and I'm gonna explain, and it's not gonna be a Friday video. Like I said, Friday videos we're gonna always try to make them wrestling related, just because I know that's what that's the level that we've set, and I want to keep that. I don't want to mess with that, because I know people look forward to those, and I don't want to mess with that that system that we have going. But other videos, we are going to start trying to put out more content from time to time, here and there. And one of the videos I definitely want to put out is just an explanation, because I can promise you one thing: my life, it's like nothing you've ever heard of, and I promise you, it's one of those things that I'm going to tell you the story, and you guys aren't going to believe it. Zach, are they going to believe it? I've told him a bit of the story, but as you're hearing the story, please never ever think, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry," because I had the best childhood. I wouldn't change my childhood for anything. I loved it. I had the best childhood. I was loved, and I never wanted for anything. I just had it was just weird growing up. It was just very, very crazy. So I'll look forward to telling that story one day. Richard Rivalis. Why does Vince McMahon look why does Vince McMahon look creepy? Yeah, I don't know. I've thought the same thing. I've wondered, man. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe his mirrors in his house tell him a different story than the rest of the world sees. Not the look I'd go for. Yeah, definitely not the look I'd go for. But if that's the look he chose, I want to see the look that he said no to, because that one's pretty damn crazy. DS, another one from across the pond. What are your thoughts on David Goggins?
I have no idea who that is.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I don't know. I don't know who. Shoot, I'm sorry. I'm not familiar with who David Goggins is. If it's probably going to be someone that I'm like, that I know who it is. I'll figure it out though. I'll look it up and tell you. Tito Lee, can you tell us your favorite match and segment from tonight after it's finished? I'll tell you right now, that Kofi, I've just been watching that Kofi, like that's gonna be a hard one to top. That was a hell of a bump he took with the chair, because a lot could go wrong with that. When the chair's flying at you, and it's one of those X post, with the feet are in an X, and that's flying at you, you got to get your hands up, or that thing's gonna crack you. There's a lot that could go wrong with that bump, and if you miss, it's gonna hurt. So yeah, that was an impressive bump. Impressive bump for a Monday Night Raw for sure. All right, CJ, did you date any of the divas? How did WWE affect your dating life? Can you talk about a story behind the party photo with you and Randy and Stacy Keibler? Did I date any of the divas? Did I date any of them? No, I did not. How did the WWE affect my dating life? It was weird. When there's an episode, if you look it up on YouTube, and you don't have to, it's of me on Blind Date. And it was funny, because I was actually dating somebody when I went on the show, and she was less than pleased that I was doing it. But the office called, and they were paying me $2,000 to do it, so I wasn't going to tell them no. It was early in my career. I wasn't at a place where I could say no. She wasn't happy, but yeah, the show, it went off and it went fine. Yeah, it's man, it's a tough life when you're on the road, and it's tough. Like Hunter said, to us and tough enough, you're on the road, they don't know, big deal. It's true. You don't know what your wife's doing. They don't know what you're doing, and it causes animosity. It can definitely, get in between relationships. It's definitely tough to trust when you're living that life. The story behind the party photo with me, Randy, and Keebs, we just we had a great time on the road, not partying, but just in, you know, day in and day out laughing with each other. And we would go out at night, and me and Orton, being young and and dumb, would always end up with our shirts unbuttoned and just playing it up and having a good time. But yeah, definitely some of the best memories I had in life are of those car rides. And some of the memories I miss now, it's not necessarily, obviously I miss the live audience. I miss the what it feels like to hear people cheer or boo me. But I also just miss the car rides. I miss the camaraderie of being backstage. It's like a locker room. And if you ask football players what they miss once they're done, that's what they miss. They miss the locker room. They miss the brotherhood that you have, because you're never going to get it back. It's something that you can't replicate. You'll never be able to replicate a live audience. You'll never be able to get that feeling that you feel when your music, shitty or not, hits and you go out. Can't do it. I don't get it in my day job now, that's for sure. Next question, twofer. Wow, Carlos Martin Rames Jr. Nice name. Thank you so much for the gift. What song would you choose as your theme song? Can be now or back in the days. Love from Brazil. Ah, Brazil. Okay, here's a couple options if I could have one. I've always said it. I love T.I., what you know about that. That's that. If I had to do like a hip hop song, I would do that. If I had to do a rock song, maybe Thunderstruck, AC/DC. That's a good one. Maybe a Metallica song. Maybe, yeah, those two. Those are good ones. But yeah, I hate that I didn't like my music. Marco Arias. Call Cardona and see if he is watching watching his wife on TV and if he's always ready. I already know he is down in Florida. They were filming their live podcast. I do know that. But you know what? Who we will try to call? Should I try to call him?
Go for it.
Let's see. I missed Devon's call earlier, so let's see. I'm gonna try to give him a holler. Here we go. Let's see if Reverend Devon answers. I hope his number is.
Just dox.
Huh?
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone,
Let's leave him a
please
message.
record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
How the hell do you call me and then when I call you back not answer? Listen, give me a call. I hope you call me in the next couple minutes, because I have a really important question to ask you, and it's something that only you can answer. Love you. That's got to be riveting television, seeing my phone ring, so I apologize. Brian Doyle, hey Maven, greetings from Ireland. It touches my heart to see how many people from just different countries watch us. Out of all the people you've traveled with, who you got in the most trouble with and why? Was it Randy Orton? Also, don't forget you can't spell main event without Maven. That is true. The person I got in the most trouble with was just me. I didn't need Orton to get in trouble. Orton and I, we had a good time, and man, we were young and we were kids, and we had I had more money than I never had at any other point in my life, and I was probably reading my own press clippings a little too much and believing my hype a little too much at the time, and I was just a lot of mistakes that I would do differently, but then again, probably not, because I'll put my memories up against anyone's. All life is at the end of it is just a collection of memories that you're trying to trying to gather, so that at the end of your days you can look back and say, man, I I did it good. And I have yet to hear of anybody at the end that says, man, I wish I'd have worked more overtime, or I wish I would have, stowed more money away. Nah, people at the end, they wish they had better memories, or they wish they had better experiences, or they wish they would have, made more time for family. And that's something that, I'm not gonna look back at the end and wish and regret too much. But then again, the older I get, that's helping with me accept those. Sam Eisenman. Thank you, Sam. 17-3 Michigan. Much love from Lincoln, Nebraska. Ooh. Thank you so much for that update. 17-3. Yeah, this is about time. I think Harbaugh's gonna jump to the NFL after this. So thank you for that update. I actually was very curious. Johnny Mander the third. What was your least favorite finisher to take? Do I answer this? We're doing the video. The video is coming out this week. This week. We literally, and I'm not being disrespectful. This week, the video's coming out. All right, I'll tell you what. I'll give you an idea of a finisher that you won't think sucked taking, but it did. The frog splash, for whatever reason. And I actually got a concussion during one of Val's frog splashes. He landed, hit me with the money shot, and the back of my head hit the back of the mat. And yeah, I literally blanked and I went cold. So I guarantee you, of the list of the finishers you wouldn't think that I hated taking, I guarantee you the frog splash wasn't on that, but it was. It sucked. I'm a fan of Reyes too. She's definitely good. Okay. BYW concerts, wrestling, gaming, Photon Chef games. Love your videos every Friday. Look forward to them every weekend. Thank you so much, and thank you for the gift. We love doing them. We have a blast putting them out, and I look forward to each and every Friday. It blows my mind that they have become as popular as they are, and it makes us want to just want to top ourselves each and every time, and that's what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to continually top ourselves and just put out good stuff, just week after week. So thank you so much. CD Enigma TV, worst potato you ever gave somebody. What was the receipt? All right, so obviously it was probably the video we did with who was it? Snitsky, Gene Snitsky. But there was another time I potatoed a guy, and it was I unfortunately potatoed Taz, and trust me, I potatoed him, and I was like, oh God, I got him. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. And he taps me and he says, you'll get it back. And he gave it back to me. Trust me, he gave it back to me. There's a rock coming out. My God, look how jacked he is. Yeah. So glad. Yeah, Rocky still looks good. He's still obviously one of my favorites. I'm glad he can still show up and do what he does from time to time. There we go. Next one. The Proud Canadian. Hi, Maven. I'd like to try to quit smoking, okay, because it killed my dad in 2020. What's your advice? I'm sorry to hear about your father, first and foremost. Listen, my advice would be just try to find someone who's been where you're at, that has found success with it. Find someone who was a smoker, who successfully quit, and pick their brain. Find out what they used, what tools they used, if they, had help, if it was, a product that they used, that whatever it is that gave them success, maybe see if it's something that, that you can imitate, something that you can duplicate. I am sorry to hear about your father. So I wish you nothing but the best, Proud Canadian. Jesse Jimenez, if fans run into a wrestler somewhere, would it be more respectful to address them by their wrestling names or their real name? Wrestling name, gimmick name, by far. The minute that you address someone by their real name, that assumes you have a relationship with them, a personal relationship with them, and you don't. So address them by their gimmick names, and then because all you're doing if you use their real name is just you're pretty much just telling them that you know what their real name is, and they might not be a real name that they want out there. So definitely, if you find someone with the gimmick name, for sure, unless they correct you. Test and I would be out, and if anyone called him Test, he would immediately correct them and say it's good, it's Andrew, immediately. So if they correct you, obviously, then listen to what they say. And Joe Morris, did you ever doubt you would win Tough Enough? Keep it up, man. Love your content. Thank you. Did I ever doubt it? I was always confident in myself or my abilities. What I did know was I knew the competition that I had from both Josh and Chris. I knew both of those guys could win it, and if they did win it, that they would go on and would not make the WWE look stupid for picking them. So I knew at any time it was between us towards the end. I knew that it was between us three. I kind of felt good about my chances after we all did the promos. And I knew as long as I could keep myself healthy and not get injured, because if you remember Greg on the show, Greg was good. Greg could have had a chance to win, but Greg, I think he had an ACL injury. So obviously, for me, it was just staying healthy, staying injury free, and just getting to the end. So great question, though. Great question. Next question, Zach. How long we been on here? We're almost done. So what is it? 9:08. Oh yeah. So Diego Santos. Hi, Maven. If you could go back in time, what gimmick would you pick? Oh, good question. And what would your finisher be? Greeting from Portugal. Love your work. A gimmick that let me think. What gimmick would I choose? Okay, so I grew up watching NWA Crockett Promotions. My favorite gimmick of all time is Ric Flair's gimmick. His early and mid '80s gimmick. And the promos that he cut to me are just the best ever. And if you've not familiar with him, go on YouTube and check him out after you watch our videos for the 25th time. Go and check out Flair's old promos that he cut with the Four Horsemen. That's some of the funniest stuff on earth, and you could tell that it's just him. He's not reading a script. He's not rehearsed. He's literally just cutting promos, and it's so good. It is so good. So that's probably the gimmick that I would if I could go back in time, that I would run with, because I would love to have that just showing up in suits and sunglasses and just cutting heel promos on people. It'd be so much fun. Ranself Keen. Hey Maven, do you ever think you can be too old to start wrestling? Oh, well, I mean, too old, yeah. I mean, if you're 60, I wouldn't start. But I think Rico, back in the day, wasn't he like 40?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, and he was successful. I know Dave was a little bit older when he got into it. Man, it's never too old to chase a dream. And plus, let's say you go after your dream, and let's say you think you want to wrestle, but what if you can be a successful manager? What if you can be a successful Paul Heyman? Is it then not your dream? Of course it is. You never know. There's always got to be certain. What if you could be a successful Michael Cole? Is it not your dream at that point? Of course it is. There's a lot of different avenues in the business. There's a lot of different ways. There's more than one way to skin a cat, and there's more than one way to be happy. Man, if it's a dream, chasing it can be the dream at points. Sometimes just chasing it and enjoying the journey, that can be part of the dream in itself. And even if you don't achieve it, maybe you find out that your dream was chasing it all along the whole time. You never know until you try. Oh, I am happy to see the success that that Cody Rhodes is having too. That's for sure. Cody, when he tore his pec and he worked, still worked. Man, he got my respect that night. That's for sure. Who's that in the brown coat?
Adam Pierce, the tan middle.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yep.
Thanos. Thank you for the gift, Thanos. Thank you so much. What's a popular quote or saying that wrestlers would say in a locker room? Also, have you watched Wrestlers on Netflix? I have, and we were actually talking about that with Al this past weekend. Thoughts? Would you go to OVW as a guest? I would do anything Al needed or asked me of me. And greetings from Chicago. Hello. Thank you, great Thanos. Great questions. Okay. Popular quote or saying that wrestlers would say in the locker room. Huh. Give me a second. Let me think about that one. And yes, I have watched Wrestlers. I obviously watched to support Al, but I loved the show. Absolutely was hooked with the characters that they developed, the characters that they brought to life. From episode 1, and I'm pulling for these guys now. I was able to meet a bunch of them, and they're just they're chasing a dream, and there's absolutely nothing. There's nothing that separates those guys from what these guys are doing other than opportunity. I believe that if these guys that are down here at OVW, if they have the chance to do this, if they have the opportunity, I have no doubt that they can flourish just as much as the performers that we're watching right now. That's what most people need in this business. Once you get to a certain level, most people just need an opportunity. And once you get that opportunity, then just make sure you are prepared. A quote that I love, I not a quote I hear backstage, but it's my quote. I have 2 favorite quotes. 2. And I'll go ahead and give them to you before we jump off here. Here they are. My first one is Winston Churchill's. When you're going through hell, if you're going through hell, keep going. And I live my life by that. If you're going through hell, keep going because it's going to get better. And my second favorite quote, it's from John Wooden, and it is, talent is God-given, be grateful. Fame is man-given, be thankful. Conceit is self-given, be careful. So those are my 2 favorite quotes. And yeah, I probably have 1,000 more because I'm a big time quote guy, but time for a couple more and then we'll jump off here. Triand, hey Maven, thank you so much for the gift, Triand. And again, we're gonna, I hope you guys are giving us ideas of where we can, yeah, because we've made made about as much as we did last time, so I want to do good with this. Hey Maven, much love from Arkansas. Oh, great. Question for you. What city did you enjoy traveling to the most? Really enjoy the content and your message, brother. Thank you so much. My favorite loop was always the Texas loop, that I-10 loop. They would either fly us down to somewhere like Biloxi, and then we would just go or maybe they would fly us down to Pensacola, and we would start in Pensacola and do all of I-10, and we would hit maybe Birmingham, Biloxi, Shreveport, and then all through Texas. I always loved it. Why? Because it was always warmer there than it was up north during the winter. And it was just always, it's an easy trip, and it was just always a good time. We always had a fun trip, had a fun time. The crowds were always great. And yeah, I'm a warm weather guy. I love warm weather. So that's the ones I enjoyed. All right, time for what? One more?
Sure.
All right. How do you say? Elias Hicks. God, Elias, thank you so much. Like the generosity of you guys, I can't thank you enough. Sir Maven, love the videos. Thank you, sir. Well played. Well played. I look forward to them. Thank you. Please tell me, will you do a bloopers? Please tell me you will do bloopers videos more than once a year. Watched it about 5 times. Good stuff. Take care. All right, listen. Like, we could put them out all the time. I mean, I make a lot of mistakes. I can promise you that. And I have no problem with laughing at myself. And I have no problem owning my mistakes. Here's the only issue. I want it to be something that just it means something at the end of the year. Yeah, well, we're constantly trying to think of yeah, just different content, different stuff that we can put out. And I do recognize that you know, we're going to put stuff out that's not going to work, and we're going to put stuff out that, you know, people are going to be like, yeah, nah, not what I want to see from you. But I can only find that out when I try to put that stuff out. So that's what that's what we're going to spend this year doing. We're going to continuously put our videos out on Friday, and for all the people that say you're going to run out of content soon, we got plenty. Trust me, I got plenty of stories I could tell, and I just got plenty of ideas, and we're constantly spitballing ideas back and forth with each other. So I'm not worried about that. What I am worried about is just I don't want it to become stale. I don't want it to be something that it doesn't feel like there's no growth with us. So with that said, we're going to try new things. I want to try to do more 10 questions like we did with Chris Van Vliet, and I want to try to interview more wrestlers and just get in front of more people with that. And but it takes effort to do it, because we're not going to do it with Zoom. We're going to do it if I'm going to interview somebody, I'm going to be standing there with them, and that means we're going to have to go to them, and then we're going to have to find out when it works for them and stuff. So we're spitballing a lot of different ideas, and like I said, I know not everything's going to work, and I know when we throw some shit against the wall, not everything's going to stick. And I appreciate that you guys are completely honest with me. And if we do something that you don't like, tell us. We'll do something different. We'll pivot. But until then, I can't thank you enough for what you guys, you just have meant to not only this, but my life, man. The last 6 months has changed my life, and the fact that we're at 200,000 subscribers now. If you would have had me, bet, 6 months ago where we would be right now, conservatively, I would have said I would like to be around 50,000 subscribers. That would have been my goal. So the fact that we are where we are, I can't thank you guys enough. You're always giving me ideas, and you're like, I can't tell you how much you guys will, comment to us, and me and him are sending them back and forth to each other all the time. I'll screenshot it and send it to him, or he'll do it to me, and we'll be like, this is a great idea. And so some of the ideas of videos and ideas coming forth that you gave me, thank you so much, and continue. Help me be better at this. And I give him a hard time, but I have the best partner, YouTube partner in the world, helping me with this, which I wouldn't be able to accomplish this without him. I recognize that. But we have the best fans, because you guys, help me be better at this. So continue, help me to be better. Help me get better. Give me constant ideas. Is that the damn refrigerator again? We got a buzzsaw over here as a refrigerator. The buzzsaw that keeps milk cold is what I said it was earlier. We actually had to unplug the refrigerator while we were filming earlier. Think about that. That's how loud that damn refrigerator is. But anyway, guys, continuously help make me better. You're looking at me, you got one more question for me. Is there any?
Well, we got a ton more, but
we do. We're going to continue to do more of these. I promise you. I love answering questions. I love it, and it blows my mind that we continuously have so many questions. My only regret is that I can't get to all of them. So, I tell you what, go in the comments and help continuously. I can't promise that we read them all, but I do try to at least skim over as many of them as possible. And, because I want to make this as good as I can. Guys, thank you so much for the gifts. I see the number that we're at. Again, blows my mind. Absolutely blows my mind. You guys are going to be the one that picks who we donate to this time, and I know it's gonna go to a good cause. So thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of Raw. We'll see how much more I watch of it. But guys, Thank you. Take care. And I look forward to the next time we're able to do another one of these lives. I'm going to go right now and set up my OnlyFans. Is it off?
Not yet.
Damn it.